Welcome back.
Thanks. It's nice to be here, Patty.
Today we're going to talk about this year's Pennsylvania Center for the Book Awards, and in fact you have two of them. The first one is the Lee Bennett Hopkins Award. Tell us something about that award.
It's given to the best book of poetry for children published in the previous year, funded by Mr. Lee Bennett Hopkins himself. It's been around for 15 years, and I've been involved since the beginning. It started in Harrisburg and moved to Penn State 9 years ago.
Okay, and this first book is a real winner. This one is called Jazz. It's written by Walter Dean Myers, and it's gorgeously illustrated by his son.
By his son, Christopher, yeah. I said Walter's written everything, but the only thing he can't do is draw, but his son does that for him. The poems in here represent 15 different jazz stylings, and the first one I wanted to point out to you is from Goodbye to Old Bob Johnson. Well, goodbye to Old Bob Johnson, will haul his body slow. There's a white horse a-striding, a sad deacon riding, 6 men to lay him low. And I think if I even drew it out more, you could feel that New Orleans funeral march dirge. Bebop is one of the other poems that is represented, and it has the kind of the stridency that bebop sometimes has for some people. And
you're really swept up in the rhythm of it. And my guess is that this is something that's just as fun for parents to read aloud as it is for the kids to...
As the best books always are, yes.
Okay, so this next one is from the award you call the Baker's Dozen.
It's the 13 best books for family literacy published in the preceding year, and each year we have a jury together to choose those books, and I brought 3 of those books with me today.
And the first one is Tools, which is illustrated and written by a Japanese illustrator and graphic designer. Say her name for us.
Uh-oh, I'll have to look at it.
Taro
Miura, I think. Yeah, and I thought I'm not going to be able to do that from memory. This is a neat book. Some books that we choose for this are not storybooks at all. You'll see some images of tools, and then they go with a particular trade. For example, we have the tools of a barber showing there on the screen. And then we also have, see if you can guess with the next one, which ones they are. Yes, it's a dentist. Oh, no, sorry, yeah, right. And then it's just very straightforward, nice graphic portrayal. And then there's a little mischievousness at the end where the boy paints on the wall. But it's great for people who, my wife's doing a preschool unit where they're going to actually have tool week. And everybody's going to bring in their parents' tools of trade. Isn't that a great idea?
It is, and the favorite book in my house when my children were little was Building a House, and it was similar to this one. What's really nice about it is it's a real conversation starter,
exactly, right.
And it also can allow you to, guess what this is. There's a lot of different things. It's not just straight reading.
You're good, and it's great for identifying words. Yeah, it's terrific.
Okay, and this book I love. I think whoever came up with the concept for this book, which looks like a cardboard box. It feels like a cardboard box.
It even says this side up on the back cover.
Right. Yeah. So it's called Not a Box.
Not a Box, right.
And it's written by Antoinette Portis.
It is, indeed.
Tell us something about it.
I think this might be her first book. And Antoinette used to work at Disney, I think, but she appreciates the imagination, I guess. And she portrays this little bunny who could be any little child, and is sitting in a box. And the adult says, why are you sitting in a box? You know, the obvious question to the non-imaginative. Right. And the bunny, the child, says, it's not a box. And that's where the title comes from. And indeed, as you can see from the illustration, it is not a box. The box is still, right, the box is still there, but in a red overlay, you see what the bunny's imagining. And then in another scene coming up, the bunny is asked, why are you still sitting on a box? And the bunny's thinking, it's my not a box. I mean, basically, the bunny comes up with a response to every question that demonstrates that it's the child who has the imagination and the adult who's lost it. But we don't want to do that, do we?
Right.
We want to join in our children's
And what child didn't enjoy playing in a box?
I know my daughters did. I have a picture of one that says Maggie's box with little hands reaching out of the hole.
So the whole idea behind this is don't squelch a child's imagination.
Exactly, yeah. The adult's somewhat clueless in this, and try not to be that adult.
And here's the next one. I'm Not Cute. I think every young boy who was called cute or patted on the head can identify with this book. This book, which was written by, tell me here, who's this one written by?
This is by Jonathan Allen, okay. and some little girls too, I would probably add too. It's a sweet story about a little owl, and every animal in the forest comes up and lets the little owl know how cute he is. Like the fox pats him in the head and gives him a little hug, and his response each time is, I'm not cute. And I'm not fluffy in this case. And he also adds that I am a huge, sleek hunting machine with great big see-in-the-dark eyes. And one by one, they get him more and more frustrated until he meets up with his mom at the end. And when she says, you're so cute, She says he's not cute, actually, at first, because that's what she knows he wants, but then he has a tantrum. She knows he's tired, so she puts him to bed and says, "You're so cute, baby Al," whispered Mama, for a huge, scary, sleek, sharp-eyed hunting machine, that is. And look at him in bed there with his little stuffed baby Al.
Very satisfied, because she turned out to be a smart mom.
She was.
What's interesting about all of this, the books for the Baker's Dozen, 13 in all, as you said, this is all family literature.
Yeah. Well, the criteria are, we try to stay away from literary language in this, because we realize that the target audience for this are people who are just learning to read or who are helping their kids learn to read. And so we're trying to get things that have bold images and text that's fairly centered and moves from left to right and not all over the page. We also try to mix it up. So there are some storybooks, some concept books, some alphabet books, some number books. And the list over this is the 4th year that's come out. So I think that's 52 of these titles now, would make a great bibliography for a family literacy center.
And really things to add to your home library.
Oh yes, definitely, especially for the ages 3 to 6.
Does the Pennsylvania Center for the Book also offer opportunities for storytelling, book reading, aside from collecting books, which I should mention, many of these were already award winners?
Yeah, some of them were, and some of them, this will be a wonderful piece of news to their author illustrator, because they didn't win any national awards. We offer online lesson plans and guides to how to work with your children for caregivers and parents. A lot of material that we've copyrighted but we give away. And so our website is full of riches for families.
All right, thanks so much for talking with us.
My pleasure, Patty.
A copy of the program you've just seen can be purchased through Penn State Media Sales at mediasales.psu.edu or by calling 800-770-2111.